Welcome back to the best hour of their day podcast. We've got Christian, we've got myself, and we've got a special guest, Cowboy Joel Cochran.
That's right. I should have worn my
cowboy hat, dude.
Yeah,
your hair's looking different.
It keeps growing.
What are you doing? What's going on? Are you going like a mullet? What's happening?
Yeah, it's a little faux mullet, as they might say.
Yeah,
it's a little tighter on the sides too.
You spent time with Cody in Austin.
That's true. He actually slept on this couch.
and
he fit.
Because that's a very similar hairstyle to Cody.
Yeah. Well, his seems he got some height on his. I'm trying to get to that level, but I don't know if I'll ever reach those heights.
Yeah. I like the hair more than the shaved head. Well, just to be.
Oh yeah.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe, dude.
That's what I've gotten from every single lady that has seen me since. They're just like, yeah, you should keep your hair long. And I'm like,
yeah, you have a great head of hair.
Yeah.
Look at us, three of us, all three of us. Nice.
That's right. That's
right.
Two
of us.
Look, we got hair, we got a beard. But let's go from here. Joel Cochran, what haven't I said about you? Let's see. Let's go back a step. I met you maybe 5 or 6 years ago now through Marcus, obviously coming over to the Best Hour team. I think originally it was more just from I want to say you were doing enrollment at first and then transitioned a little bit to the biz dev coaching. And then we realized, the true value in Joel is the mindset work. And you obviously have your own company as well, Proclivity, which many of the AU clients wind up diving into as well. Because correct me if I'm wrong, Joel, mindset is the foundation. I mean, we can talk about Fern's theoretical hierarchy for an affiliate owner, but whatever foundation you have, which he would say is sales, I would say below that in life is mindset.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the opportunity that I got in terms of coming into Best Hour, of starting off at sales and seeing how things worked in sales and also watching the business grow. When I first popped in there, it was you, Fern, and Marcus only doing business development calls.
I mean,
there was nobody else.
I forget those days. It's funny how
and so I was always like, because I was selling them to be like, oh, you're going to get to Jay and you're going to get to Fern, and to be able to go through that process of seeing like, how are these people coming and what's their mindset coming in on the sales calls, and then shifting and going into business development. So I was the first one that you guys hired in terms of business development. And then Allison came and Steve came and Max came, and then being in it and seeing how people were trying to go through problems. And I was just like, wait, what? Why do you keep going? It's basically like, what I like to say is like, you keep licking your own butthole. Like you're coming back and licking your own butthole.
In a bad way? Is it a bad way?
Yeah. The way, like a dirty butthole.
Dirty one.
Not like a clean butthole. Okay.
If your butthole is clean, it's a very different state.
It's different. Yeah, that's right.
I have so many, I don't think we've had you on the podcast. You've been on, but more so in showcasing your skills. Like I'm interested in diving a little deeper. So there's so many angles, but
take it, go for it.
What's the most common story? So let's take a step back. A lot of what we're discussing with mindset and specifically with you is like people have their stories. They have their bullshit, if you will, right? Is that like a good synonym there? It's like we all have got our trauma, our stories, our bullshit from life.
Yeah.
So, and it's like, how much is that carrying over to who you are in this moment as a human being, male, female, etc., but also how you're showing up at your affiliate, and because there's no complete separation of work and especially as an affiliate owner.
Yeah, no.
And I mean, even if you had a 9 to 5, your standard 9 to 5, you still have to show up as who you are.
That's right.
So yeah, I mean, my story, I've been through other mindset courses like in Lifted, but hearing you talk to affiliate owners is always a good reinvigoration. I'm just like, don't forget that's your story. And it's kind of like, I noticed for me, I've never been to AA or that type of stuff, but it's like you have to fight it every day.
Yeah.
It doesn't like you don't wake up and you're like that story is dead and gone forever. Like it's like you hear like addicts say, or alcohol. It's like every day's a new battle. So let's take a step back, and then I want to hear. I do want to get to like, hey, if someone is interested, they're not an affiliate owner, and they just want to learn about mindset and work with Joel, how we can do that with Proclivity. But what are some of the most common stories you hear when it comes to the clients and affiliate ownership that gets in their way, like that forces self-sabotage?
Yeah, totally. It's a great question. The two themes that I see a lot, particularly in affiliate owners, is people pleasing and perfectionism. So I see those two themes come up actually quite often. There's a reason that they're affiliate owners is because they want to appease. They didn't sign up to be an affiliate owner and be like, oh, you know what's going to make the most amount of money, right? With the littlest amount of time.
Yeah, no
owning affiliate.
Yeah, no stress. It'll just be easy, and we'll print money.
Yeah, no, that's not the case. They usually are coming with some type of people pleasing tendencies. People pleasing tendencies come from different traumatic events that may have happened, such as maybe there was some type of abandonment that ended up happening. Your dad left, your mom left, you were married, and then all of a sudden, that got ripped out from underneath you. And so you're thinking, if I can appease and keep people happy, they won't leave me. And so where this really impacts the business in itself is that we can tell people, like, here's your cancellation policy, here's your hold policy. But as soon as somebody's like, well, I'm leaving, it's like, no, don't leave me, and I'll do anything to keep you. And so now the whole policy goes out the window. The cancellation policy goes out the window. What can I do? Because they're more afraid of the feeling of abandonment than they are of being able to hold the standard of what the business has established. So if we come in and we go, here's the operations, and we know it works this way. But if the operator does not follow the operations due to the fact that the operator is the program or story they're believing doesn't serve that purpose, then they're not going to follow the operations. So then we're going to constantly be like, why didn't you do that? Well, you don't understand. See, like this happened and that happened. And, and then they called me and I called them, and then they were talking to somebody else, and I didn't want it to like spread. So I just decided and that's the people pleaser, which then creates lack of confidence. And then they tend to have a lot of soft talk where instead of being firm and being like, the answer is no, or the answer is yes, they stay in this ambiguous lane of not making a decision one way or the other. And then their nervous system gets fried because they're constantly trying to appease both sides. And they get to decision fatigue, where now we're sitting there like, hey, why haven't you done your sprints? Or why haven't you done your assignments we asked you to do? No, you don't understand. Like, I'm just so fatigued. I'm so tired. I'm not sleeping. And now here just comes this again and again loop that people are going through time and time again. And so that people pleasing definitely is something I see. And the perfectionism definitely pops into the people who are like, nope, the wall balls have to be facing with the numbers out. Okay. Nope, the jump ropes always have to be this way. Nope, the barbells all have to be set up in this perfect way, in perfect manner. Y'all know who you are if you're hearing this.
My name's Christian, Joel.
Yeah, that's right. and that can have its own impact too, because we constantly have to think all these things have to be lined up. I will get approval when all things are perfect, or I've achieved a certain level. But we all know that when we get to that certain level, we just push the goal line, and we're always looking for perfect, not for progress. And that's where we can see a lot of fail too, in terms of not getting the results they're looking for inside of AU.
Yeah, something you brushed over real quick. So for those listening and they're not familiar with soft talk, can you rattle off all 14?
Soft words.
I can. They're right, but I have them written down.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, you want me to? I'll do. Okay. Soft talk. Keyword. So this is a common vernacular that we use, and I think a lot of the cool stuff that happens within AU is that vernacular. Like when it's like if someone's going through mindset 1 or 2, there's 2 levels.
Yep.
We know, and things like victim mentality and all those things. Like we know what's going on, but soft talk probably feels like guess, maybe, could, might, possibly, sort of, kind of, hopefully, try, one day, should, almost, like. So I don't know if Mark England that has created those, but I mean, regularly I hear Fern's like soft talk acknowledged, meaning I just use soft talk. Like, hey, I'll probably get, and we do it with each other. Like one of my least favorite responses from somebody's like, that should work. I'm like, does it or does it not work?
That's right.
Like, but like, so many people are just so accustomed to putting soft talk in their life, they don't realize, it's soft talk. It's like I'm uncommitted because of this. So I do my best to not, to self-correct. You're not perfect, but also, hey, so for example, I'm going to, and they didn't do this, but I'm going to lunch with Justin and Erica Mullings tomorrow from Trailhead, right?
Cool.
If I was like, hey, does 11:30 work? And they're like, that should work. Most people, they're like, cool. But I'm like, are you going to be there at 11:30 or not? Because you're not giving me, you're saying it should work, like meaning something could impact that. Like, I don't want to plan my day, right? And it's like, we should all be talking in a more, what's the opposite? Heart? I mean, is it heart talk? Like, what would you tell someone that uses, like, what's the goal to strive for? What's the word? Like,
firm talk, direct, right?
And think about any relationship you have, from kids to spouse to 100 members, like soft talk impacts, like that's where a lot of breakdown could happen.
Yeah. It's where a lot of lack of confidence comes. Like,
where do you see it the most?
In soft talk?
Yes.
Yeah, soft talk comes with the people that are lacking the most confidence.
So like, as an affiliate owner, like, give me an example that you've heard a handful of times.
Yeah, price increase could be a really perfect example.
I should raise my rates.
I should raise my rates.
Maybe one day I'll raise my rates, like all those things, right?
I think that it's about time to possibly raise my rates. I don't know. I think maybe I should have that sit down talk with my coach. Like, maybe I think it's time to sit down with my coach.
I've just realized, like, in life, like, affiliate ownership is just a slice of life, right? It's like, it's part of life. It's how you show up, and you're probably not showing up to as an affiliate owner lacking confidence if you don't have that elsewhere, right? Like, how you do one thing is how you do anything. So just knowing, like, as an affiliate owner, showing up with confidence, speaking with clarity, are all things where if you're going to do a rate increase, or you're gonna, one of the wins we had this morning was like, hey, we took the 5:30 p.m. off the schedule, and it's like, I know it's scary, but if you do it with confidence and clarity as to why it's happening, you're it's like having a dog, right? Like, if I'm weird around my dog and unsure, he's gonna be like, what's going on? Well, your members are the same. They want to be like, we have a confident leader who, when changes happen, it's very clear what's going on and explicit, and we know exactly. I don't want to have to show up and be ambiguous as to what's going on.
One, I like what you do, Joel, both in Mindset and Affiliate University, and I'm going through Proclivity right now. Oh, nice. Is you're taking some of these things that we talked about, like soft talk, negations, and how we use our language, and you're not just like stopping there. You're actually identifying, like, hey, this is actually a symptom of a bigger story you have. So it's not as simple as like, hey, just change your words and that'll change your mind and then you'll be a confident person. It's like, oh no, where do these words come from?
Yeah.
Like, why does this situation make you feel so uneasy that you can't be confident and committed in the way that you talk?
That's right. Yeah, that's week 1 that we teach in the Mindset 1.0 course, which is curiosity, right? Curiosity kills conflict, and being able to ask the question is something that we miss constantly in our lives. We tend to make statements like, oh, I totally messed that up, instead of, why did I mess that up? What part of that did I mess up? If I were going to do it again, how would I do it differently? That is all beneficial talk to be able to understand why in the first place I'm saying that I messed it up. And when we get to that, we can actually, when we start answering this question, like, wait a second, actually, I didn't really mess that up. Actually, this is just a story that I have about messing it up, because I say that every time. So am I messing it up every single time? This is where we start unwinding. Hey, what are the stories that we've heard, been told, or continue to live? Because until we change the story, we're going to stay being the same character in the story. And so even though we look to this other story of like, oh, I want to have a 7-figure gym. Well, you're at a character of $125,000 a year gym. And until you change the character, until you get out of the old story and come into the new story with a new character, you'll remain getting the same results. And I've seen it over and over and over and over again. And I've seen so many results, not only personally for myself. I probably invested about $100,000 in personal development, business development, so on and so forth. Every time I invest into my personal development, even now, I see a change in my business. My business gets better. I get
so like
revenue.
we said, it's like all the same, right? Like,
yeah,
you can't, your business is not going to improve without you as the individual running the business improving.
Correct. And there's the things we know, the things we don't know, and the things we don't know that we don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The things that we don't know are your blind spots. And the only people who can find that are the professionals who are going to go, you can't see what's behind you, but I can. So I'm going to ask you to turn your head. And then when you turn your head, you're like, oh, I never knew that was there. That's our job in AU, is to be able to go, you don't see that. Let me show you that. The problem that we face is that as business development coaches, we will show that and then they'll see it, but they don't like the emotional feeling that comes with it. So they still avoid it. And until we address that emotional turmoil and response and the story they have with it, even though they can now see it, they can't do anything about it. And so my job is I come in and I go, cool, now you're looking at this thing. What's the thing you can't see over here in your personal life? Let's look at that and start recognizing, hey, this thing that happened with mom or dad or whatever in the past, that has an impact in how you're running your business right now.
So do you think most of the people signing up with Affiliate University are aware that they're going to do a tremendous amount of work on themselves to make their business better?
I don't know. From my experience, a lot of people are, when they sign up for Mindset 1.0, there's like, I have no idea what this is about. And they get done there. It's like, I didn't know how badly I needed this.
Well, and to be clear, like the relationship you have with so many of our clients is like, I mean, the analogy I'd have to use is like something in the Christian, what's the like priest or pastor, like, it's like they have such reverence for you because you know what I mean, like in a good way. It's like, you know, he's not diddling little clients like priests, Christian, you know. But
it's a weird assumption to make.
It's a good assumption when it's all over my newsfeed. But
I mean, if it's hitting your algorithm, I don't know what you're looking up, bro. It's not on my newsfeed.
But I mean, everyone, like, we joke around, like, loves Joel, and I mean, yes, like AAA just said, praise Cowboy Joel, Messiah. That's a good one. But, you know, in person, going back to Denver, like I vividly remember you and Mitch on that stage, right? That's like, and like Mitch is like seeing him, like, it's so awesome. Like, I guess the point being, like, it's great. We built this thing, Fern, Marcus, and I, to help affiliate owners, right? And like to make changes. And then, you know, we realized, and Marcus knew it early on, you know, like, hey, they got to work on themselves. But seeing someone like Mitch is just, there's a few great examples, but I mean, I think by the reaction you're having, Joel, you'd agree, like Mitch is one of them, like where it's like
massively,
not just like his whole life, like he's just like a different, and I'm going to throw this out there, me as well. And I've not worked, just being around you, I feel it, right? And doing some of the other stuff, it's like vital. Like if you're not doing this, I don't know, like I really struggle like to understand people that don't exercise. Like that's a struggle in my life. Like, yeah. So I just finished my 6-week improv course, and you know, it's an assumption that they don't work out based on what they look like, but I'm fairly confident most of them don't work out, right? like yes, you can not look like you work out and you go every day and do your thing. And I'm like, oh, this is your body. Like, this is all you have. You ain't getting out alive, right? Like this computer, this phone, all this stuff is staying here, right? And your body as well. But it's like, how do you not work on this? But no different. How do you not work on your mind? Like, how do you, and how do you not recognize how it's impacting everything you do and every relationship you have?
Mm-hmm.
So it's because like Fern talks about, I think he dropped this in Slack last week or 2 weeks ago, but he had said, you can't read the label from inside the bottle. And that's what those affiliate owners are when they come in. They're just like stuck in the bottle. And they're like, they don't even realize how messy it is in there, how chaotic it is in there until we start unscrewing the cap and release some of the pressure. And they're like, I got to get out of here.
Well, yeah, I blocked Fern on Slack, so I didn't see that. But I want to ask you a question, but I want to say this too, like, and I don't want to like make this all about me, but I do think like I'm a great example. Like, I may have on the surface look like I have my shit together. I don't at all. But 7 years ago, I was like a disaster. And like, so every Tuesday we joke, like Randy usually on our thrust call is like, what's your win? For me, because I ask everybody else, and Randy's always great about like, Jay, what's yours? And I was thinking about, I think about it, and like yesterday, I just had a few moments, and so I journal every day, and it was like halfway through the year, so I did like a little mid-year reflection, and it was this moment of like real joy and satisfaction in myself, of like contentment, of like you're the person you say you are. Like that was just like, I like that. Joel just gave me a Joel right there. Like,
Good.
We joked, but it was like, it was such a, I don't know how to explain it any better than it was like a true like spiritual, peaceful moment at my kitchen counter of like pride, almost like being proud. Like I was like, not almost, right? Soft talk, acknowledge, right? Like I was proud sitting at my counter of the actions I was doing aligned with who I say I am as a husband, a father, work, trainer, or like all the things. And it's like such a great place to be. But you only get there with like a shit. It's like, how do you get a 2-minute Fran? Like 10 years of training. It's the same thing. So anything that, if you want to add anything there, and then my follow-up to you, Joel, was going back to what I said, like, what type of light bulbs do you see on that first call? Because I think we do a really good job. Like if we hear someone, like if you see something, say something like Fern says, like you need mindset. Yeah. Because we know what's going to happen. And I do want to talk about mindset too, and then proclivity and the journey there. But like, what are some of the light bulbs where like, oh, it's me. Like I'm the problem.
Yeah. So one of the first exercises we do is, how can I ever get over? And I haven't finished the sentence. And so I have them write it down, and it could be anything from like, how can I ever get over the trauma of my dad abusing me? How can I ever get over my business partner taking all the money? How can I ever get over my coach taking all my members and starting another affiliate? Like, how can I? And what do we get? We get a lot of anxiety. We get a lot of tension. Right? Because what we're doing is we're feeding into this victim mentality, or this, what I call is deconstructive language. It's the language itself is deconstructing the character that I want to be. And when we take out the one word ever, it becomes a question. How can I get over my dad abusing me when I was young? How can I get over my business partner? And what's so interesting is I always do this at the end. I go, after they've switched, I go, cool, who put a question mark? And maybe 1 out of 6 or 7 put a question mark, because the word ever made them put a period at the end. They didn't even question it. They just said, no, this is just reality. And it shows exactly where their mindset is that they're not actually questioning it, even though how is going to mean you put a question at the end. But people just put a period at the end. And you go, this is my life. This is what happened. Never can I get over it. And until we pull that out and people look at it and they go, oh, I've never actually questioned it. I just made that a statement and a sentence, and I continue to hold on to this. And this is the first thing that opens people up, is being able to go, you're never going to get off the carousel ride until you get off the carousel ride. Like, step off it. If not, you think, oh no, it's different. Oh no, it's the same. Oh no, it's different. Oh no, it's the same. Again and again and again. So as soon as we start teaching how to ask questions, which amplifies everything in your business, it amplifies the way you talk to your coaches. Instead of a coach coming in late and be like, hey, you're late. If I immediately go to questions, hey, I noticed you're coming in 5 minutes after. Is everything okay? Hey, did you know what time it is? Hey, and going into questions helps to be able to pull yourself out of, I'm going to come and just put my fist down your throat, to understanding, oh, what's happening? Oh, I'm glad I asked because, oh, your kid got sick and you just got back from the ER. How much of a dick would I feel if I was just like, you're late, knock that shit off?
What was your first exposure to all of this? I don't think we've ever, I mean, you ran a few gyms in Reno, right? A few affiliates.
Yeah, in 2014, I started a affiliate with Jacob and Derek Wellock, Double Edge CrossFit. We opened up a single location, about 15,000 square feet, and then we opened up a second location, about 12,000 square feet. We had about 600 members, about 10 full-time staff. So it was really cruising. But right about 2018, my degree is in speech communication. So I've always been into the psychology. I got accepted into a master's program for marriage and family therapy, and I didn't end up doing it. But around 2018, after the second gym opened, I started realizing, like, why don't we have 1,000 members, 2,000 members? We get people in here all the time. Why are people leaving? And so then I really started digging into, like, hey, if we have all of the top line equipment, the nicest showers, full-time staff, like, we checked the box on so many things, but people were still leaving. And I was like, this doesn't make sense to me. And so then I started studying deeper and deeper in terms of psychology. I started hiring my first coaches. I did Alpha Hippie, that Marcus was.
Is that how you met Marcus?
Yep, that Marcus ran. I worked with Marcus on the business side of things when he had his other business. I did 023
with
coaching.
Brian Costello.
Mm-hmm,
Did you do that one, Christian? Back one?
I did the like level 1 of 023.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I worked with Brian one-on-one, and then I worked with Mark England in Lifted. And right at that time, I was going through a really bad breakup, and I was realizing, like, man, I have this really unresolved trauma with my mom. Like, it was bad. It was real bad. And I was on this call with Mark, and there was an Instagram live. There's probably about 50 or 60 people on this Instagram live. And he just happened to pick me out.
This is before Joel was Cowboy Joel.
I've always been Cowboy Joel. don't get that twisted. He ended up calling me out, and he was just like, what's going on? And I was just like, it's this breakup and so on and so forth. And I'm realizing it's this trauma with my mom, and I'm realizing it's all her, like, really, like, extreme emotions that have caused all these different things. And he was like, okay, well, write that down. I was like, write what down? He was like, the extreme emotions about your mom. He was like, oh yeah, like, my mom has such extreme emotions. And he's like, how does that make you feel? And I was like, I'm pissed. Like, she has all these extreme emotions. She's always pushing on me and so on and so forth. And it's bullshit. And right? So then what does he do? Take it from a projection to a reflection. It's not my mom's extreme emotions. It's my extreme emotions. I'm the one sitting there in front of 50 other people getting all fired up. Who's the one that's having extreme emotions right now?
Right.
Me. So as soon as I recognized that, I was like, oh, there was this ownership that switched, and all these different things I had done in the past all started coming together, and they all linked in. And I was like, I get it. And that was the beginning of me starting to heal my relationship with my mom, which was a huge pivot point for me as I was starting Proclivity at the same time.
That's tremendous. And I think what I hear, and I think notice in my life as well, is just that ownership piece, right? Like, it's not your mom, it's not your dad, it's not your exes, it's you, essentially, right? Now, like, they influence you, but it's how you respond to all that and control it. And early on with Marcus, like, just, I vividly remember a conversation where he's like, that will never, that I will never let that control me. Like, I'm in charge. Like, I refuse to be a victim. I remember him saying that. And it's like that victim mentality where it's like, is it your mom? Is it your dad? Or is it you? And like you said, a lot of it's like writing it down, but like, until you take ownership of all of this, and, I have many conversations with owners, as I'm sure you've done. And recently I had one where it was like, I can't do this because of that person's like, cool. And now what? Like, that was like a very like stoic. I've heard Hormozy talk about it. And a lot of this for me is like stoicism, where it's like, Control what you can control, because you can't control your boss, your partner, etc. But you can control how you react. And as long as you're giving them that power, they will always have it. Versus like, cool, now what? Like your mom's extreme emotions. Cool, now what? Like that doesn't matter. Like you still have to go do a thing.
Mm-hmm. Joel, I like that the word that you use, like Jay threw out ownership a lot, and I like that you purposely use the word accept. Accept. Because it's like prior to owning it, like you got to accept that that's what it is.
Yeah.
And whether that's you or your relationship or your business, like it starts with like you said, that turning around and looking at the thing you don't want to look at.
That's right.
And just accepting like, yep, that's how it is right now. And it doesn't have to stay that way.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. We talk about in Proclivity, accept and redirect. That's actually the psychology's definition of like happiness. True happiness is your ability to process acceptance and redirect to a better outcome. So what is your ability to process acceptance? So that's the key word, is process, is because you can say that I accept that, but not actually process it. You could bury it down. You could put the emotions down, and then you could harbor bitterness towards the individual. Processing is being able to go, can I metabolize this emotion? So can I get upset that I had these certain experiences with my mom and I didn't like them? Yes, that's fully acceptable. Process them, then accept that, okay, that happened. Now, what am I going to do? I'm going to redirect to a better outcome. And that's exactly what I did. Here are the experience I had with my mom and dad. I sat down, I wrote out a letter. I sat down with both my mom and dad. I expressed to them my emotions. I didn't blame them for things. I said, hey, this is a love letter. I'm inviting you guys into a whole new relationship, and I want you guys there with me. And there was no finger pointings or projections. It was that, hey, this is what I want. And also here are my boundaries to how I'm going to proceed forward and moving forward. And then it was a committed process over the next 5 years that when those boundaries were pressed, it was my ability, not theirs. Boundaries are to keep you in, not other people out. For me to be able to go, I'm not going to go on the other side of this. You can tempt me all you want, but I'm going to stay right here in where I said that I was going to stay within my boundaries. And then eventually what ends up happening is that they become inside of yours. So when they come inside of your boundaries, you're in control. You have your piece. They've made the decision. All right, I'm going to step within your boundaries here.
And I love how, tying this to affiliate ownership, like I worked with you the first half of this year over my sales process.
Right.
And so many other people hop on your sales calls. And that's the big thing that you talk about, is being clear on like, who do you serve and what do you do? Mm-hmm. And how many owners step up to sales and like, I was like this, we're like frantic and you're like, oh, I could really use this member. So like, yeah, we'll go ahead. And like, they're like, I don't know if it's going to work. And you're just like desperate, opposed to stepping into a sales process, being confident of like, no, this is what we do. Yeah. This is who we serve. And you tell me what you're looking for, and I'll tell you if this is a good fit.
That's right.
And then being really clear on like, these are those next steps. And that was super transformative for my sales process, and so many other people who are on there. And so many people don't realize like, oh, that started with your mindset around it.
That's right.
Because you can have this script, but if you're not confident and, like Jason, having ownership of your process, the people you serve, the program that you run, then it doesn't matter what the script is.
Yeah. Well, that's the point of like the characters, right? Most people step in and they believe that the character that they are the sleazy salesman that they've been pitched to before, right? That weren't trustworthy and so on and so forth. So they're stepping in believing, oh, I don't want to be that person, but you are being that person. But if I tell people to step in, it's like, hey, we're not here to sell, we're here to solve. And so as soon as you go, no, I'm here to solve, now I step in as the doctor or the physician, and I'm here to evaluate. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm here to solve solutions. And so when I step in now in that authority, then I go, okay, cool. I actually don't have to sell you on anything. I just need to do what I do best. I have the answers. And when I get to the end, I'm going to go, oh, yeah, you qualify, and here's the solutions, and here's the exact prescription that you need to be able to take to be able to get to where you are. Would you like to proceed forward and being able to get to where you are? Yes, no. And that changes everything for most people when it comes to stepping out of one character into the next.
I actually just had this last week. I had a lady come in interested in the gym, And we sat down for a sales consult, and she's like, I'm like, yeah, what are your goals? What do you want to get out of this? She's like, I want a 6-pack. I was like, oh, well, tell me more. And she's had like disordered eating and all of her motivations around that. It's like, how bad do you want a 6-pack? Like, what are you willing to do? Well, anything. I'm like, are you willing for your performance to drop? You can't lift heavy weights. Are you willing to like feel like garbage and you don't have any energy? She's like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, because I told her, I was like, what we do here is we help people feel good, look good, and perform, like look, feel, and perform better. And we're not going to sacrifice any one of those. So if you just want aesthetics, this ain't the gym for you. Like, and you're going to be frustrated because we're going to try to talk you off the ledge. We're going to teach you how to like have more energy. And it's like, we may get to this point where we're like, hey, like you're lean enough.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if that's cool with like, and I asked her, like, you tell me, does that hit with you? Because if not, I've got other suggestions.
Yes.
But if you're open to that, I'm willing to move forward. But I need to like clear this up before we continue the conversation.
I love that.
I think one of the best skills I've gotten from all this is like that ability to unpack on your own, right? Like, so you guys are both talking about like, it's great, like asking the questions, and then almost like next level is like when you ask yourself those questions, like, why do I want to sleep? Like, I always like, for me, it's always like at night in the shower, and I like my brain, I'm like peeling an onion, right? Or peeling an onion.
Yeah. Well, you're taking your toupee off in the shower.
Yeah, take it off, wash my head. And no, there's so many times I'm like, oh wow, like this goes back to like, it's not surface at all. It is so deep. And deeply rooted in us. And like, what would you say the percentages of people who's like their stories ultimately go back to their parents?
100.
No, yeah, I mean, I was yes, right, and
100. I mean, the definition of the victim mentality is an acquired personality trait, right? We can go on the rest of it, but the beginning of it is the victim mentality is an acquired personality trait. Right. So you must acquire your personality trait. I love when people are like, oh, I've always been a hard worker. I'm like, really? You came out of the womb and you just told the doctor, like, I got it from here?
Yeah.
No good. Yeah. Like, I got this.
Tool belt and hammer.
Yeah. Like, what? No. Somebody taught you. You were a sponge. You learned it. You accepted the situations and scenarios in which you were being taught and groomed to be able to do. And so we have to look at, and we just did this last week with Christian, of being able to look at our strengths and our weaknesses and being able to recognize, oh, my strengths come from the different wounds or scenarios and situations in the past in which I had to overcome. And so I got really good at doing the thing. And when
was his all like only weaknesses, like no strength, like he's like, if this is blank, you're like, it's blank on this side. What was cool about that, I mean, on that note though, what was cool about that exercise, Jay, is like I'm in a group of guys for Proclivity, and I want to say every single guy had this experience where we realized like, oh, I actually wanted to write the same thing that I wrote for strength as my weakness.
Yeah.
So what could you, well, first of all, did you purposely set up an all guys group, Joel?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah. We run about once or twice a year because a lot less men do personal development. They don't like talk about their feelings, right? And their emotions. But when we get men's group, they are highly impactful.
Especially if it's all men, they probably feel a little more like comfortable, like
yes,
doing it. So Christian, do you mind being a little more specific with yours?
Yeah. So like mine was around solving problems. I'm good at solving problems, and I'm good at like taking those big problems and triggering them down into something that's simple and actionable. And the weakness is not being able to turn that off and having conversations with my wife or my friends or my son or my mom. And they didn't ask me to solve a problem. Yeah. They just wanted to share.
They wanted to vent, right? Like sometimes.
Right. And especially like ladies in particular, like guys, when guys share a problem, they often do it because they want it solved. Ladies share a problem, they're often doing it to vent and just to offload that emotion. And so that was why I was like, well, this is something I'm really good at, but like it's also gotten me into trouble where somebody was like, why are you getting so deep with me, bro? I'm just trying to tell you I'm having a bad day.
No, Roz and I would have that all the time. Like, and we got better at the vernacular of like, I'm just gonna vent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But also like now recognizing it before the other person has to say it. Like, oh, I could tell she's venting versus like, I could tell she wants an answer.
Yeah, if she comes up and she's all like frantic and like emotional, I'm like, oh, we're not solving anything right.
Yeah, we're just listening.
Yeah, like all you need is like a hug and it's okay.
That's cool. So Joel, let's talk a little bit more specific. So within Affiliate U, someone comes in, right? They've gone through an enrollment call. They've gone through a planning call with the team. Within their first year, they have access to Mindset 1. So what's the elevator pitch to Mindset 1? If someone's with us already, or if they're considering AU, like, why should they sign up for Mindset 1?
Yeah, very similar to what I was talking about earlier, is that you could have all the operations. We've seen this. I mean, there's been multiple people. I mean, I could give you a couple of names, but I'll keep them off the radar, of people who got to the end of their 1 year, and we finally got to them. I got to the mindset, and I was like, oh, this is what was broken the entire time. They weren't getting results. They were trying to do it the hard way, but there was literally a barricade in front of them.
Would you, on that note, it's hard because we do want to grow the business, but like we are also saying this is the foundation. Would it make more sense for people to immediately do Mindset 1 before anything else?
I personally would say yes.
All right,
just from my
Fern.
Yeah.
Please change the curriculum.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, at least within the first month, right? There's so many different things that they're onboarding and they're getting done. But like,
and there's other things like you also have limited not limited, like like you have how many are in a cohort? 8?
8.
Right. So, and you're typically running 2, maybe overlapping?
2, yeah, 2, sometimes 3 if we don't have a Mindset 2 fully like 2 filled up.
Reading like one starts this week, one starts the following week, etc. And within that first cohort, those first 8 weeks, like what's their big takeaways? What do they ultimately? What would success look like for them? Yeah,
so I always tell them the same thing that we were just getting done talking about. My job is to be able to help you get to the point where you can accept and redirect, because business is constantly evolving and changing. You're going to have coaches who are going to quit. You're going to have members who come in and members who go out. You're going to have seasons in which you are just crushing it financially, and seasons where you're like, I didn't get a single sale this last month. And too often people get stuck in this, like, I didn't get the sale, and they're thinking about the catastrophe that is about to come, the shoe that's about to drop, because they're still stuck in the character of like, I remember when it was really hard and I had to coach all the 5 a.m.s and I couldn't sleep and I was getting 4 hours of sleep, and I never want that to happen again. And so they're still thinking about the past and the old story, and we need to reboot, basically reprogram, get the new version of iOS on into their brains and be able to go, no, you can see this thing differently. And so we give 4 specific tools as we walk through Mindset 1.0 that's going to help you to be a better leader. It's going to help you be a better coach. It's going to help you be a better spouse. It's going to help you to be a better parent, all the way through it. And we see it time and time again. People get done with this and they're like, whoa, I have more confidence in my sales. I'm communicating better with my team. I'm communicating better at home. I'm setting different boundaries, all in a 4-week period. I've taken everything that I've learned, the $100,000 I've spent, all the different hours and all my own personal experiences. And I went, I have to condense this down into the smallest amount of time, because we're not able to run like a full 3 months. That's why we do in the Proclivity method is like, no, we need 3 months, if not longer, to really establish like this big life change. But these 4 weeks can give you enough tools for us to be very potent inside of Affiliate U, and to be able to then see the operations and be able to actually act and get the most out of Affiliate U.
So they go through it, and there's only the option for one, Mindset 1 within the first year. And then, of course, many of our clients continue for years 2, 3, and beyond. But once they opt into their second year, Mindset 2 becomes available to them, assuming they've done 1.
That's right.
What's the big change there?
That the Mindset 2 is now shifting into leadership. So assuming that they did Mindset 1.0, they went through all the curriculum inside of year 1, they should be stepping into a more leadership role at that point, regardless of where they initially started, whether that's starting off in a garage gym or whether that you had an established gym of 200 members, you're going to be in a more leadership role or position at that point. Your finances are going to be higher. You're going to have more money to be able to hire on more people, whether it's more part-time or full-time, which is now going to put you into this position of like, oh, I'm no longer in the weeds with everything. I'm not coaching all the classes and I'm not ordering all the things. And that's a really scary position for a lot of affiliate owners because they've just gotten used to just like show up to the class and do the class and order the things. And it's all on repeat. And then all of a sudden when you take that away, they're like, what do I do with my hands? I'm so uncertain. So in 2.0, what we do is we dive into leadership and we define what a leader is. We tackle the imposter that tends to whisper in the ears of leaders. You're not good enough. Nobody's going to listen to you. You can't be like this affiliate or that affiliate. How often I hear in Mindset 2.0, other affiliates comparing each other, even affiliates that are doing incredibly well. There's like, yeah, but I'm not like that affiliate or this person in affiliate, or I haven't gotten that many sales or whatever the case is. And that's the imposter. And we have to go after the imposter. Then we start working on actually establishing healthy confidence on how to be able to make decisions, being able to move forward. How do we actually get to the goals that we said that we truly wanted? And what do we do when we actually get there? And so we really refine the leadership in Mindset 2.0, and people leave there feeling completely different.
And now with Mindset 3.0, which we're announcing, what's going to be the big difference? I didn't know. I thought we were going to do a 3.0. Is that next?
We can. I have something that's dialed in. 3.0 would be then diving into actually full on story work. And that would be like the personal, like, hey, here's that last thing, that's the deep story that you haven't evolved from or worked through, is being able to go like, hey, let's pick that sucker apart.
And so if they go through Mindset 1, Mindset 2, and let's hopefully in the near future we do offer 3, but there is the option to hop into Proclivity, which is your other company exclusively devoted to mindset work. So what's the difference there? Does it make sense for someone to go through 1 and 2, or can they do it independently?
Yeah, so they're separate. So I made sure that as I built out 1.0 and 2.0 and even moving into 3.0, that they serve different purposes in the Proclivity method as well. The way that we tie in with the Proclivity method, which I don't have time to tie in terms of Mindset 1 and 2.0, is more the physiological side. So we work on being able to balance out the nervous system for affiliate owners who are usually wired and tired. So they are completely wired on 800 milligrams of caffeine. They're not sleeping at night. They're waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning. They have aches and pains. They can't explain the weight gain, even though they're training as hard as they possibly can. All these different symptoms, which is known as HPA axis dysregulation, hypothalamus, pituitary glands, adrenal glands, that's all connected to your hypothalamus, which is connected to your reticular activating system, which Jason, you know, right? The reticular activating system is the thing that creates truth or proof to the things we see or say. So this is why when you wake up in the middle of the night and you think about the bills, all of a sudden you're sweating and you're like pulling off the covers. It's not that all of a sudden the temperature in the room went up. It's not all of a sudden that you're about to get attacked by a bear. It's that the thought came in, the thought connected to an emotion as fear. Fear then turned on the hypothalamus, which then lit up the adrenal gland, which then dumped in cortisol. And that's why people are like, well, it's 3 o'clock. I might as well get up and start working again. And until we can start clearing that system, we actually can't be efficient physiologically. And it's harder to work with people psychologically. And so we start off in being able to just teach people actually how to sleep, because sleep is a skill and we have a very simplistic way. Christian just got through the phase 1, or the men's have just got through the phase 1. And we have people like Ellie joined, and Ellie he was in a bad state. Let's just put it that way when it came to his sleep.
Not surprising with Ellie, yeah.
Right. And now he's sleeping better. I don't know if you've seen on his Instagram, he's playing his guitar way more. His creativity is coming back, because if you aren't sleeping, you're screwed. You're not going to get to your goals if you're not being able to sleep and bring your nervous system down.
It's interesting. I shared it with our Tuesday call. I would listen to, Caesar Milan, the dog whisperer, on Andrew Huberman. It was a great podcast if you go listen to it. But I'm hearing a lot of the same thing where he's like, you have to walk your dog and get that energy out so they can relax. Right. And it's kind of this, like you're saying, the physiological state, which for many of us is exercise, but also, you have to get rid of that so you can sleep.
That's right.
Right. But by the way, if you sleep, these other amazing things unlock as well. Right. But it's like, you have to get rid of that surface stress or tension or, like neuroticism for a dog of like, I can't relax. I need to get this energy out.
Yeah.
So many of us, like when we start an affiliate, like you're inside the blueprint during phase 1, when you're super new, it's like you do all the things because you have to. So you're the person waking up at 5 a.m. and opening up the gym. And then you come back in the afternoon and you close the gym at 7 p.m. And we live in this like heightened state when you launch your business. And so many of us just continue to live in that.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, you don't have to be that anymore. But we've just caught ourselves. Like you said, Joel, we've got people in the group. They've got like 200 members at their gym and they're still living in that state. Like, you don't need to be there anymore.
Yeah. They get stuck in that upregulated state. And they don't know how to turn it off. And that's what really starts impacting health, relationships, marriages. I mean, we've seen tons of marriages be healed inside of Proclivity, relationships with moms and dads, right? People that hadn't talked to their parents in years, now talking to their parents for the first time all over again. And those are the little things, the tabs that are open that you wouldn't think are affecting your business that are affecting your business. And when all of a sudden you clear that tab, all of a sudden it's like, okay, there's not the tension of seeing like my parents this weekend at the T-ball, game with my kids, and it's just like, oh no, I get to fully relax. The nervous system starts coming down. And now I'm not in a heightened state all the time. Because if I'm on a heightened state, this is what I hear from affiliate owners all the time. It's like, it's hard for me to shut off. Like, I just always feel like there's something to do. So they're just making things up. They're creating a bigger list. As we know, you're like, why are you doing that right now? What do you mean you're cleaning the kettlebells for the 3rd time this week? For what? Well, they shouldn't be dusty. It's really important to be able to have a really clean gym. Okay, there's some neuroticism that's happening here too as well, because you actually should be working on your price increase so that you can pay for someone to come in and clean the kettlebells.
Yeah, that the stories, that goes back to the stories, right? I think for me, one of the biggest takeaways from all the work is just there's a quote from Viktor Frankl, and I don't know that I'll nail it, but it's like, between action and response, there's a breath, essentially, right? So taking that moment and being like, why am I feeling this way, or what's going on? That's right. And like, that's like, even like a real world example for me was like with Roz, I'm like she drinks like this sleepy tea at night and then puts her mug in the sink, and I wake up early and I'm like, oh great, like she left a mug for me, like first thing, right? And it's like, there's that breath of like, okay, is she doing, like, I don't think Roz is thinking, hey, tomorrow he's gonna wake up and see this and I'm gonna, like, right? But it's just reframing. Here's like even
if I were your wife, I would do that on purpose, Jay.
Here's the better reframe. Like, I'm like OCD with our basement gym, like everything goes into place, right? Roz, it's like she's moving, like we're different there. And in my mind, I'm like, I walk in, I'm like, I have to clean. I'm like, how cool is it that my wife works out and looks fucking hot? Like, would I rather a wife that put everything away and didn't work out? Right? It's like, so it's like just reframing things. Like, often it's like, this is awesome. Like, we get to share this experience of exercise. And so what? Her yoga mat's out. She was doing yoga. Like, I'm going to get her flexible later, if you know what I mean. Right? Like, so it's like, it's all, but it's just that reframing of like, same thing with the owners. It's like, is your member really trying to piss you off? Or did their kid, like you said, were they 5 minutes late? Because of like, just having that breath between, like, that's been a really amazing tool for me. Because like I said, like, you're going to have those moments of the story creeps back. That story's never gone. It may whisper, it may get more quiet, but it's there. And you have to like remind yourself when you're feeling that, especially like, oh, here it comes. Yep. Because I'm the same, like, to this day, like, I hate waking up early because of the trauma of being a gym owner when I was And before that, when I was a trainer, it's like, you want to train at 4 a.m? Awesome. You want to train at 11 at night? Awesome. Right. And it's like, and like, you have to, that was who I was then. It's different now. Like now I'm getting to get up early because you have 2 kids that you want to show up for. So it's cool. So Mindset 3, are we announcing it live on this call? When do you think it's going to be available?
I'm not saying anything. You put me in this spot last time, and we got to Mindset 2.0, and it did work, and it was great. So TBD.
Well, they have the option for 1. They have the option for 2. Hop into Proclivity as well.
Mm-hmm.
If someone's listening and they're just like, I'm interested, but can you give me something that I can try? Like what's something they might be able to try at home, like in this moment now?
You know what? I would take them through. I would take them through the soft talk challenge. What we kind of explained, what we explained earlier, which is starting off with I should. And a lot of times we have so many decisions we have to make. And so by allowing yourself to write the sentence, I should, and then moving from I should to I could to I can to I will, without the thought processes that I should just get to I will. This is what I always tell affiliate owners is like, you don't skip the Bergner warm up. Like, yeah, there's the snatch, but you don't just start off in the bottom and be like, cool, done. There's a whole point of why you segmented it out to go through it and to feel it out. It's the same thing of going through that process. I should do a price increase. I could do a price increase. I can do a price increase. I will do a price increase. And when you get to the end and you've done it all the way through, you throw a because at the end to be able to get more buy-in. So whether it's the could, whether it's the can, or whether it's the will, you throw a because at the end of I will do a price increase because I have dreams of being a successful affiliate owner, or I'm ready to hire a full-time coach. So now there's meaning behind what the decision that you're actually making. And after you go through that and understand that, then getting to the point of eliminating those soft words and just going, okay, I'm going to eliminate them, particularly in your sales, and just go, okay, no more will I ever again say, hey, Jason, I'm just following up to see where you're at. Nope. Hey, Jason, are you ready to get started? Remove the just, and all of a sudden you become the authority. And it's a yes or no answer at that point.
Love it. I think, and you know, as I do it for me, it's like forcing myself to do a commitment, you know, whatever that looks like, you know, for an example. And I know Cody's watching this. A couple weeks back, I did my first open mic, and it was like, I could do that. Right. And then Cody challenged me to do it, which was really cool. But it was also like, I could, you know, I should, I will, I can. Like, and you know, as you start doing that, you realize, like, for everyone, like, there's so much of that soft talk, and it's like, you know, when you're ready,
Yeah.
But it starts with how you talk to yourself.
Yeah. It's a story you tell yourself about yourself, for sure.
That's mindset, right?
That's it.
There you go. Well, perfect place to wrap it up. Cowboy Joe Cochran, check out Proclivity. Check out Affiliate U if you're already in it. And if you're in Affiliate U, like, yes, you need to be doing mindset. It's 100%. One of the things, like, our staff has gone through it. I think, like we said, Cody's going through it at the moment. Christian's going through the full Proclivity now, which is awesome. But if you want to hear more from Joel, you'll also be at Affiliate Con. You'll be represented via Proclivity, but you'll also be at our VIP day, which we haven't fully announced yet. I think tickets will go on sale soon, but you're going to be one of the 5 speakers at the VIP day on Friday, which, if you're going to be there, you got to see. And then also you'll be doing breakout throughout the weekend. So you'll just be there doing your thing, wearing the cowboy. If you're unsure, he'll be the guy wearing a cowboy hat.
That's it. That's going to be me.
With the deep voice saying,
Yeah. And last year, Joel did the Sunday sermon.
Well, we'd love to have you do that. Are we doing that again this year?
Cody reached out to me. We're going to do something. And
then there'll be the Saturday Sabbath. I'll be running that. I'll be doing circumcisions and whatever anybody else needs on Saturday. No, I was listening to that Caesar podcast. I'm telling you, I was like, and Christian and I talk about God a lot, and Joel, you are awesome to talk about Jesus with. But man, I listened to that episode. I was like, oh, I gotta like rethink my relationship with God after listening. Like, it was a great episode.
That's good.
It's all about dogs, right? It's like, but it's spiritual. It's like essentially what it came to. It's like how you show up, right? And it's like, but you can't show up as the best version of, like, I would say like the one thing Caesar needed that he didn't have there is like, how do you become that person?
Yeah.
Right. Because it's like cool. Like the thought of like being calm, confident for your dog is great, but you're only there after working on some things.
Yep.
So really cool. Christian, anything to add?
I would just say to add on that is like, in order to achieve what you want to achieve, you have to be the person who can first.
That's it. Like the be, do, have, right? Everybody wants to jump to that have. And it's like, I think that was what I was recognizing yesterday when I was telling you about that win. I was like, oh, I'm the guy. I'm being the guy. It's like really cool to like be who you say you are.
The best. Alignment.
I like it. Cowboy Joel, man, one of the accidental and best perks of starting this podcast with Fern is getting to meet people like you. So it's been great. You know, we've not seen each other a whole lot over the years, but I always enjoy it. I look forward to seeing you in October in Dallas as always. And
Me too.
Yeah, if you're in the greater Austin area, you're still
stop by. Yeah. I'm here.
Swing by. You can see him you're at CrossFit Central these days.
No, Sola CrossFit now.
What's it called?
Sola
CrossFit. Very cool. Yeah, and again, if you're contemplating AffiliateCon, get your tickets. But when you get that ticket, the VIP day is going to be tremendous. We've got Joel, we've got Eamon talking AI, we've got Marcus talking leadership. We have potentially a financial speaker happening there, and then a public speaking coach as well. So it's like all encompassing, like how to make you a better human being on a Friday afternoon. So I'm really excited about that.
Phenomenal.
Cool. Well, Christian, any last thoughts for Joel? You're working through Proclivity, so I want to give you the last word.
Oh, no, we said a lot, and anybody who hasn't jumped into Mindset 1, Mindset 2, or Proclivity, like it's gonna be a game changer.
100%. You can't run a successful box without working on yourself, and Joel is the guy to help you work on yourself. So hop on in there.
Yeah, like Marcus says, business development is the best kind of personal development.
Thank you very much, Joel. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for checking out this episode of the Best Hour of Their Day podcast. We appreciate you listening and choosing to have us help you in your passion for coaching and affiliate ownership. You can find more episodes just like this on all podcast platforms. If you're interested in learning more, you can reach out to us on any social media platforms, or you can visit www.besthouroftheirday.com to book a call. If you found this episode helpful for you, please share it so that we can help other coaches and affiliate owners to help build a bigger and stronger CrossFit community. Thanks for listening.